This is the second part of a Level 1 Functional Skills Maths paper from AQA. In this part, you can use a calculator. Question 1. Which type of angle is the largest? Circle your answer. So we've got obtuse, which looks like this. Reflex, which looks like this. Acute, which is like this. And right angle. So the largest is this one, reflex. This fair six-sided spinner is spun once. Draw an arrow on the scale to show the probability of landing on an odd number. So odd numbers, we've got 3, 3, 1, 3. So it's 4 out of 6 numbers, because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in total. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divisions. This is going to go up to 4. So 4, 6 is marked here. Write in digits 124,650. So 124,650. You could leave the comma out as well if you want, but I think it's helpful. A triangular prism has width 4 centimeters, height 6 centimeters, and length 8 centimeters. Sketch a net of the prism. Label the given dimensions on your net. Right, let's start with the base, which will be rectangular. Doesn't need to be perfect, but you can use a ruler, and if you want you can even measure it. Then we have this side on the back, which is again a rectangle, a wider rectangle by the looks of it. And then we've got this side as well at the front, which is going to be the same size as the rectangle we've just drawn. And finally we've got these two triangles, front and back. So they go like this, and the height of the triangle is 6 centimeters. Round 7.8652 to 2 decimal places. So we got to give it 2 decimal places. This is going to be the cutoff point. So looking at the next digit on the right, that's a 5. So if it's a 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, that means we round this up. So that digit becomes a 7. The ones in front remain the same. So 7.87 is the answer. Convert 1,200 grams to kilograms. So first thing first, in 1 kilogram there are 1,000 grams. You don't need to write this down if you know it already, just reminding you. So the clue is in the word K. We use that to mean 1,000, so kg means 1,000 grams. So we've got 1,200 grams, so that is more than 1,000 grams, so more than 1 kilogram, and less than 2. So 1 kilogram and 200 grams. That is the same as 1.2 kilograms. You could work it out by doing 1,200 divided by 1,000, because there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram, and that will still give you 1.2 kilograms. You could write it as 1.200 as well if it helps, since there are 1 kilogram and 200 grams. So answer is 1.2 kilograms or 1.200, whichever you prefer. How many days are there in October? You probably know of the knuckle method. If you don't, search it up. But basically it goes like this. So we've got the months starting with January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and so on. So it starts with January with 31 days. Then we've got February, which is the exception. It has 28 or 29 days. Then every other one has 31 typically. So January, March, May, July. August also has 31 days. And then we have September with 30 and October with 31. This one's in between. They will have 30 days. So, but October has 31 days. Increase 250 by 30%. So 30% is 30 out of 100. Percent means out of 100 of the amount, which is 250. So using a calculator, you'll do 30 divided by 100 times 250, which is 75. So now add in 75 to the 250 because we're increasing by 30%. And that gives us 325. Dance studio. Megan owns a dance studio. One day, Megan starts teaching her dance classes at 5:30 p.m. Megan teaches 2 classes, each lasting 45 minutes. Teaches 1 class lasting 30 minutes. Has 10-minute breaks between classes. Needs 25 minutes to tidy up and lock up after the last class. She plans to meet up with friends at a restaurant after her classes. It takes 12 minutes to walk from the dance studio to the restaurant. Does she get to the restaurant by 8:30 p.m? You must show you're working. So 2 classes, 45 minutes each, that is 90 minutes or 1 hour and a half. 1 hour and 30 minutes. And then we've got the 1 class which lasts 30 minutes. And then 10 minutes breaks between the classes. So first of all, they just add 1.5 hours to the 5:30 p.m. So starting at 5:30 p.m. if we add 1.5 hours, that will take us to 6-7 p.m. Then, if we add the 30 minutes for this class, that will take us to 7:30 p.m. And then we've got the 10-minute breaks. So that will be first class. After the first class, so she has a 10-minute break, and then another break after the second class, and then we have the third class. So really 2 breaks of 10 minutes each, so that is 20 minutes. So if I add 20 minutes to 7:30, that will be 7:50. Now we've got the 25 minutes. So 25 minutes, I'm going to break it down into 10 and 15, and we'll see why. If I add 10 minutes here, it takes me to 8 p.m. and then another 15 minutes, and that is 8:15 p.m. And then finally we have this. It takes 12 minutes to walk from the dance studio to the restaurant, so we're going to add 12 minutes. So 8:15 adding 12, that makes it 8:27 p.m. Does she get to the restaurant by 8:30 p.m? We're going to say yes. Megan is starting a new dance class. The floor space available for the dancers is a rectangle measuring 13.8 meters by 7.1 meters. Each dancer needs 4 square meters of floor space. Work out the maximum number of dancers that can be in the dance class. So we've got the dimensions, 13.8 and 7.1, so by multiplying them we get the whole area of the floor space, and that is 97.98. So if I divide that by 4, it should give me the maximum number of dancers. So I get 24.495. Again, we're looking at whole numbers because we're talking about people. Can we fit 25 here? No, we can't. We're going to say 24. Actually, I'll write it here. So 24 is the maximum number of dancers. Megan is shopping for a new speaker for her dance studio. She sees offers in 2 shops for the speaker. G-Tone Music Shop speaker, usual price £129, special offer 1/3 off. Oma's Music Store speaker, usual price £112, special offer 25% off. Megan wants to pay the lowest price possible. Which of these shops should she choose? You must show your working. So 1/3 off 129. So we're gonna work out 1/3 of 129 by doing 129 divided by 3, which is 43. So 129 take away 43 gives us £86. Now looking at the other offer, we got 25% off £112. So 25%, that is like a quarter. So 1/4 of £112. We're going to do 112 divided by 4, which is 28. So 112 take away 28 gives us £84. So this one is cheaper. So we're going to write Oma's Music Store. Indoor climbing center. At a climbing center, there must be at least 1 member of staff for every 7 climbers. There are 6 members of staff for 1 session. 23 climbers have booked for this session. Work out how many more climbers can book for this session. So the ratio is 1 to 7. So 1 member of staff, 7 climbers. So there are 6 members of staff. How many climbers can book the session? So to get from 1 to 6, we've multiplied by 6, so we'll do the same on the other side. 7 times 6 is 42, so that's the maximum number of climbers. And it says that 23 climbers have booked the session. How many more we need to work out? So we're going to do 42 take away 23, which is 19. The table shows the number of climbers that visited the climbing center on Monday to Friday 1 week. Show this information on a suitable diagram. Use the grid below. So we've got 5 days from Monday to Friday, which we're going to represent horizontally. So we've got 16 of these squares. However, we only need 2 for each day because we're going to have child, adult kind of bar for each one. So even 2 should be fine, or we could leave a gap of 1 square in between them, which I think is a good idea in this case. So let's just do that. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, gap here, and then we do Friday. So this is day of the week. And the numbers go up to 23. So starting from 0, with 0 being here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 squares. So if we go up in 2s, it should be fine. So there we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 and 26. What do these mean? That's the number of climbers. So we've got on Monday 18 adults, 23 children. So this is where we're going to start. So we'll start at 18 and go down. Now to represent the children, that is 23. So we'll make the bar a bit higher. So we'll go past the 22, between 22 and 24, right in the middle. For Tuesday, we've got 15 and 21. So 15 would be here, in between 14 and 16. Children, that is 21. So in between 20 and 22. Now we've got Wednesday, 12 and 22. Thursday, 21 and 23. And finally Friday, 18 and 20. So we're going to go up to 18. And now 20 goes up to this point. Now at this point we're going to need to differentiate between the adult and children bars, because at the moment that's not very clear. That's not clear at all. So we could do the children ones in one color and the adult ones in another color, or draw some lines to differentiate. This is what I'm going to do. I'll do this to all of the adult ones. And for the children's ones, I'll just put some dots. and I need to add the key. So I'm going to say that these lines means adult climbers, whereas the dots mean child climbers, or just adults and children. Now, in these questions, you don't normally need to add the title, but in real life, you need to have the title. So you'd have here describing whatever the graph is about. So something like number of climbers that visited the climbing center for 1 week. The climbing center organizes a competition for climbers. Each climber has 6 attempts at climbing a 15-meter wall. To qualify for the final, a climber must have a mean time of less than 8 seconds. Here are Oliver's times in seconds for his 6 attempts: 9.22, 8.58, 7.79, 7.23, 8.66, 8.14. Does Oliver qualify for the final? You must show your working. So we're going to have to work out the mean, and to do that we're going to add all of these together and divide by how many there are, and this is 49.62, which we're going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is 8.27 seconds. So does Oliver qualify for the final? And it needs a mean of less than 8 seconds, which isn't the case. So we're going to say no, because this is more than 8. Back to school. Sandra is shopping for items of school uniform for her children Fred and Beth. The shopping list below shows the prices of the items Sandra needs to buy. Fred says, the total cost of my uniform is lower than Beth's. Is Fred correct? You must show your working. So we've got to work out the total cost for each, and then compare. So let's start with Fred. We've got 2 school jumpers, £17.50 each. So we're going to do 2 times £17.50, which is £35. And then we've got 3 grey trousers, £10.75 each. So 3 times £10.75, which is £32.25. And then we've got 1 sports polo shirt, which is £14, 1 pack white shirts, which is £12.95, and the school shoes, which cost £45. So in total, adding all of these together using a calculator, we get £139.20. And this is for Fred. Let's look at Beth. Got 2 packs of white shirts, so 2 times £11.99, which is £23.98. Then we've got 2 skirts, so 2 times £9.50, which is £19, and then we've got one sports polo shirt, which is £14.50, one sports coat for £9, rugby shirt for £22.95, school shoes for £38. So adding all of these together gives us £127.43. So going back to the question, Fred says the total cost of my uniform is lower than Beth's, whereas we can see that that's not the case because £139.20 is higher than £127.43. So we're going to say no. Is Fred correct? No. And we've shown the working out. Beth earns pocket money by doing jobs at home after school. Sandra uses this formula to work out how much pocket money Beth receives each week. So we've got weekly pocket money is equal to £2.50 times number of jobs done plus £5. Beth wants to buy a pair of trainers for £70. She saves her pocket money for 3 weeks. She did 5 jobs in the first week, 9 jobs in the second week, 10 jobs in the third week. Is this enough to buy the trainers? You must show your working. So it's weekly pocket money. So we're going to take these in turn. So for the first week, we're going to do 2.50 times number of jobs done is 5 plus 5. You know that you need to do multiplication before you do the addition. So we're going to do 2.5 times 5, which is 12.5. Adding the 5 to that gives us 17.5 or £17.50. For the second week, we've got 2.50 times the 9 plus 5, which is 22.5 plus 5, which gives us £27.50. Then we have for the third week £2.50 times 10 plus 5, so that gives us 25 plus 5, which is 30. So all together this is £75. Is this enough to buy the trainers, which cost £70? You're going to say yes. Handbags. John makes handbags to sell online. John wants to make 50 handbags. For each handbag, John needs a rectangle of leather measuring 35 centimeters by 20 centimeters. He cuts the rectangles from sheets of leather measuring 120 centimeters by 100 centimeters. The grid on the opposite page is a scale drawing of a sheet of leather. John says, I need 4 sheets of leather to make 50 handbags. Is he correct? You may use the grid to help you. You must show your working. So here is the grid. 1 centimeter represents 10 centimeters. So 1 sheet of leather, that is 120 centimeters by 100 centimeters. So we're looking at 12 squares by 10 squares. And this is exactly 12 by 10. So this is how big the leather sheet will be, or at least will be represented. So now we've got these rectangles of leather, 35 centimeters by 20, so that is going to be 3.5 squares by 2 squares. 3.5 by 2. So that is 3.5 by 2. So that would be for one bag. That's for another. And then another one here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 times 5, that is 15. So 15 handbags made with one of these sheets. So 15 . He needs to make 50. So 15 in each of them, that is 4 times 15, which gives us 60. If you used one less, maybe 3 times 15 would give us 45. So with 3, he wouldn't be able to make 50, only 45. So he definitely needs 4 sheets of leather to make 50 handbags. Is it correct? We're going to say yes, he is correct. John fixes a chain to each handbag to make the handle. Each chain handle is 75 centimeters long. He needs enough chain for the 50 handbags. John has 5 rolls of chain. Each roll of chain is 6 meters long. How many more 6-meter rolls of chain does he need? You must show you're working. So each chain handle is 75 centimeters long. He needs enough for 50. So we're going to do 50 times 75, which is 3,750 centimeters, that is. And he has 5 rolls of chain. Each roll of chain is 6 meters long. So 5 times 6, that is 30 meters. So we've got these in 2 different units, meters and centimeters. In order to compare them, we need to convert into one of them. As we're working with meters here, I'm going to keep this as meters. I'm going to convert this into centimeters. First of all, there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Centi, like century, 100 years in a century, or 100 cents in a euro. That can help you remember. So to convert this into meters, I'm going to divide by 100. And I get 37.5 meters. So 37.5 meters. That's how much chain he needs. That's what he's got, 30 meters. So the difference, 37.5, take away 30, that leaves us with 7.5 meters still needed. So 7.5 more meters. The rolls of chain, they are 6 meters long. So one roll will not be enough. We'll need 2 rolls. The table shows the cost for making the 50 handbags. John expects to sell all 50 handbags. He wants to make at least £3.50 profit on each bag. Work out the minimum price he should sell each bag for. So we've got leather £252.50, chain £33.50, fasteners £119.50, other costs £87. So if we add all of them together, it gives us £492.50. So that is for all the 50 bags. If I divide the 492.5 by 50, it should give me the cost per bag, which is £9.85. So John wants to make at least £3.50 profit, so we're going to add £3.50 to the £9.85, which gives us £13.35, and that's the minimum price he should sell each bag for. And this is the end of the paper.